Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 2 of the playoffs, where we head to the high banks at Talladega Superspeedway. After last week's battle with Dohar, he took his 3rd win of the season, so he is going to be your new points leader in the playoffs. He leads by just 1 point. But with Dega tonight, anything can happen. So the question is, are we gonna see an action-packed race that might shake things up in the point standings? You guys will have to stay tuned tonight. And I'm sorry to say we don't have Element in the booth tonight, so unfortunate to see that he is not here. But we do have an in-race reporter, J-Max, so we'll bring him in throughout the race. These guys are already qualifying. I have to give a shout out to Crack. What's up out there? Hope you guys are doing good. This should be an insane race. We have it high draft, 50%, 3 times wear. So it's going to be very exciting. These guys can get anywhere from 12 to 13 laps of fuel. These guys, it's going to be an 80 lap race. We have 29 for the first stage, 27 for the second, and 32 for the final. I gotta bring up points though. We are in the playoffs, and you can see the point standings right there. We have Dohar with 1,035. Rangers just 1 point behind, and he's tied with Tom Flitty. So these guys are so close in this race so far, but as I said, things can change at any moment here tonight. Talladega is one of those tracks. We might see a big one, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're on board with our points leader right now, so we'll see how he runs, but I think we're going to see a new winner here tonight, unless we have some fuel saving going on, and I think those guys with shifters are going to come out the winner tonight. Earth, what's up? Hope you're doing good. It's been a while. I think most of these guys have gone through qualifying. These guys are just revving it up. You see Dohar taking that high side. He's trying to get the speed in his car, trying to get all he can before he's got his green lap and to go get qualifying lap. How do you guys feel about the races being over? The season is over. Chase is the champion. I'm super excited for that. We have Rock out there. He is in the producers booth in the back, so great to have him out here as always. We have Jilla's Crack. He says, let's go Kyle fan. Nice. Absolutely. We have Gary from Canada out there hugging that bottom yellow line. You're gonna see a lot of guys doing that for qualifying, but most of these guys have gone already. Let's check on another one of these guys. Yeah, these guys are all lined up, already gone. Thrills did. I'll tell you what, I did practice with these guys, and it is so much fun to see them out there. A lot of fast guys, though. Ski is one to look out for. He does so well at super speedways. You gotta love it. We have Justin, he does well. Tom Flitty, he's always out there going to the high side. 49er, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. 29 months. That is absolutely insane. And we have Rock NASCAR with 500 bits. Oh my gosh, you guys are insane. I love it. Thank you guys so much. You guys are really awesome. Yes, you can't see the race? Oh no. Well, hopefully my voice will be able to tell you what is going on tonight. Right now, you're not missing much. These guys are just in qualifying. Once they get past that, we'll just have to run the laps to count down the counter, and we'll get ready to go racing at Talladega Superspeedway. 50% race, 3 times wear, 12 to 13 laps, so it's gonna be crazy. We have Combat Beast. He is slowing down. He took his qualifying lap right there. And I do believe that means they are done with qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we have J-Mac. He is the leader of qualifying. So he is going to go ahead and take his lap. And like I said, he's going to be our in-race reporter. So we'll hear from him a few times tonight. Great to have him on board tonight. 49er, you missed Dega. I was talking about you earlier, actually. I was telling everyone, you remember, pushing 49er to the win, and you would just be freaking out the entire time. It was so much fun, though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you see J-Mac on that high side in practice. I do believe Justin had the fastest lap. I think they went around a couple of times to try to get that. So we'll see what happens, but we have high draft on. If you guys know anything about the changes that that NASCAR Heat has made, they have low draft, they have normal, and they have high. Tonight we've turned it up to high. We want an exciting race. We want these guys to want to go on the outside. We want them to go 3 wide. So hopefully we're going to see that a lot tonight. But we are in the playoffs, so they really have to be prepared to, you know, not only be aggressive, but be careful on how you do that. I mean, things can really pile up here, so it'll be something to watch for sure. 49er, yes. Oh my gods, and look at this. It was nutty. It was nutty. Can we see 6 wide? I don't know about you, but as the owner of the league, I might panic a little bit seeing 6 wide, but, you know, these guys can handle it. I think they can. Earth, oh my gosh, thank you so much. He's out there subbing 5 of them. 5 subs to you guys. Show him some love. Thank you, Earth. That is freaking awesome. Let's show him some love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give one to Libert. Libert's in the race. He's out here racing tonight. We got Smith out there. Kool-Aid. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are gonna see a lot of craziness once these guys are finished. They like to let loose a little bit. They'll wreck each other and go crazy. That is not the race. Libert, I see you in chat. Good luck tonight. We gotta get you in victory lane here. So I'm expecting it. Let's go. You got this. Do you want to bring up the points tonight? We do have 12 drivers in the playoffs here. We have Dohar, we have Rangers, Tom Flitty, Justin. All of these guys are so close to the top 5. Sky, he just jetted through the standings last week with his great race that he had. Ski, this is going to be a great race for him tonight, I'm expecting. Super NASCAR fan, J-Mac, Wild Wreckneck, who's had a fantastic season. Game Mastermind, Kyle Fan, and Thrills. Those are the guys that are in the playoff that we really need to keep our eye on tonight. They're going to have a lot of speed, and they have a lot on the line. Let's bring it back there. Dion, what's up? Kool-Aid, how are ya? You're gonna try? Yes, go for it, Liber. I feel like I see you out there and you have a strong car, and it's always something crazy, man. We need to give you the horseshoe out here. You got the speed for it. Oh my gosh, Rangers. We'll see who is on pole, who is on the outside, but man, I'm excited for this one tonight. We have, I think, 5 races after tonight. So the season has gone by so fast. It's a season of 16 races, so it's definitely tested these guys. We've had short tracks, road courses, super speedways, 1.5 miles, you name it. So it's been all over the place. Started with 28 drivers. Definitely a full pack tonight. I do believe we have 16. It has dwindled down a little bit, so it should be good enough where these guys should feel comfortable to go 3 wide and be pretty good with it. Thing is, we just got to keep the lag away. Rock, you said it right there. It's gonna be intense. Rangers, he is one that you don't see him out there practicing a lot with these guys. He likes to hold it back, and he likes to show you what he brought to the track when he's out there. So I'm expecting to see good things from him. He's always fast. I know he's not the biggest fan of super speedways, but he's always super competitive out there. All right, I want to see if we can get J-Mac in here for a second. I know he's in qualifying. They should be semi-done. You got a copy, J-Mac?
I absolutely do, Frozen.
All right, how do you think your qualifying went tonight?
A little slow there. Wasn't quite what I was expecting. I was about 100th off of what I ran in practice, which I felt like what I ran in practice wasn't very quick. So, I don't know. We'll see. It wasn't anything special, but it's Talladega, and sometimes being in the back of the pack can be a good sign of things to come. But qualifying's been a little tough on me in league racing the last few months, so I'm used to coming from the back and passing some cars. So we'll have to do it tonight, and we'll see what happens.
Well, you got this. I have faith. Good luck there tonight. I hope to see you in the booth after the race, but Talladega, anything can happen. All
Absolutely.
right.
It definitely came.
Justin, it looks like he is on pole. I mean, when we did in practice, he was definitely out there. We have Dohar in second. Kyle Fan, we have a fan out there. He is in seventh. I want to take a look at third. That is Ski. No surprise there. Let's see if we can find fourth out here. We have the J-Mac attack. So he says he's not that fast, but I mean, he had a great one going out there. No worries for him. We have a level 2 hype train going on. What is this? Oh my gosh. That is awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. Man, you guys are insane out there. I love it. Thank you so much. Got that hype train going. Heck yeah. Dion, yes. J-Mac, he always says he's not that fast, and you see him running up there. He's insane. Show that hype train, guys. These guys are getting ready to go to the race day. Talladega. This is going to be insane. I love it. Love watching these guys. I've had so much fun at practicing with them. A couple of nights ago, we ran, and it was just so much fun. Very intense. 4 wide a couple of times, so I will not be surprised to see that here tonight. Hopefully we won't see a lot of cautions. I really want to see these guys race it out and test each other. A lot of guys going out and going to the high side, in the middle, everywhere. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun for these guys tonight. Kool-Aid out there feeding a little hippo. I appreciate it. All right, we have an invite. I'm told not to accept that yet, but good luck to the drivers. I hope they do have a great race tonight. Kool-Aid picking Tom Tom to win. I know he's ready. He's out here practicing every week. The guy is very determined, very, very talented. I would not be surprised at all to see him out there. He's one that wants to have a very fun race. He does not want to hang in there at all, so we'll see what happens. We are loading in. You guys let me know who do you guys think is going to win? We already have one for Tom Tom Flitty. We have Crack for Kyle Fan. Let's bring it. We got the fans out here. Stage 1 is going to be 29 laps, so plenty of racing. Remember guys, 12 to 13 laps that they have on fuel. So we are going to see at least one pit stop. They're gonna have to save if they can make it any further than that, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they can do. Not too terrible to save here, but to be the leader, it's going to be pretty hard. All right, here we go, loading in. These guys are getting ready to go. Here we go, the green flag waves at Talladega Super Speedway. Let's get this thing moving. It's gonna be a fun one tonight, guys. I'm excited for it. Already, we already have one line forming. A couple of guys that are on the high side, getting that high side rolling. We have Dohar on the outside in that 88. Ski tucked in directly behind Leaf Justin. We have Rangers. He is going to be in third. I'm hearing a caution already. What is going on? Somebody must have not gone We'll see what happened in the back. Game Mastermind. I don't see any damage on him. Damage is on, guys. So when Talladega hits, it is going to be brutal. I'm not seeing what might have brought that on, but we have Gary also kind of behind. He's got some damage on the hood of that. So these guys will have their first caution on lap 1.
Yeah, I didn't go on the restart there. That was the issue.
J-Mac. Oh no. So you heard it there,
yeah,
guys.
It was had a galaxy brain moment, or the opposite of whatever a galaxy brain moment would be.
Well, get it out of your system, J-Mac. We're gonna have a good race. You're gonna get up there, and we'll get moving. Racing Fan just followed. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I can absolutely go to Kyle Fan. He's been up there. I love the moves that Kyle Fan has been making. We're gonna have pit road open this time around, so we'll see who goes in. You know, there's a lot that they can do to their car still. So we'll see what these guys make as far as adjustments go. These guys are getting lined up. We have Kyle Fan. It looks like he is currently sixth place. So he's got the 18 of Skyland directly in front of him. Ski in third, Justin in second, and man, Super NASCAR Fan. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even see him up there, but he's leading the way out there. Racing Fan, I'm doing good. I'm excited for tonight's race. Ready to see a great one. Shanghai TV, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. We're gonna watch these guys, see what they take. I'm assuming, you know, if it's me, I'm gonna put my tire pressures all the way up. I'm gonna put my tape up a little bit. But the biggest thing, this is tire pressures, and it's gonna take you several pit stops to be able to get it to where you want it to go. Kyle Fan with some damage out there. You know that he had to be involved in something. I don't know if that's just cosmetic or whether he is feeling that. But wow. We'll get these guys lined up double file. J-Mac, it's frozen in the booth. I don't know if you can get a copy, but just curious about your strategy going into the race here.
I don't know, you just gotta play it as it goes. I pretty much just caused the yellow there, so everyone was able to get a bit of their setups in, which here it's pretty easy. You put a little tape in there and you crank the tires up. So this time around took 2 here just to get a little track position back from the incident. And I mean, you can only change the tires so much with the limited time you have on pit road. So I figured I just change some rots, work on those, and then we'll go as we can. But that was the idea here, and apparently a couple others had the same idea, and we're up here on the inside line in 3rd position. That's a pretty good spot to be in, so we'll see how it goes.
A lot of positions gained to you. Good luck as we are getting ready to go back to green. J-Mac, you see him on the inside on the 2nd row, sitting in P3. We're gonna have Super NASCAR Fan directly behind him, and Justin in that 9 car, you see him right beside Kyle Fan. Skyland coming out, he's gonna be directly in front of Kyle Fan. These guys will go at the restart box. We're gonna hang out with Kyle Fan in that 20 car, see how the restart goes for him. Brian, what's up? How are you? The question is, does he flank back or right up front? We're gonna find out. Back to stage 1 racing. These guys are getting ready to go. You can see the restart box up there. We'll see how the top side goes. You know that usually falls back, but here we go to green once again. Kyle Fan kind of pinching him down low as the whole outside is trying to find their way to the inside. You got Tom Flitty already tucking his way in. The 18 squeezes in right in front of Super NASCAR Fan. The 1 of Liebert, he is out there with Kyle Fan on the outside. They need to make their way on the inside before they drop like a brick. It is so harsh out there. Definitely not a place that you want to be if you don't have the help. 3 wide in the back of the pack. You see the 24 out there. You have the 20 on the middle, and you have the 42 on the inside. That is Thrills, Kyle Fan, and Combat Beast. Oh, Kyle Fan hits Combat into the wall. That's not going to bring out a caution, but that definitely did not help Combat Beast. Let's take a look at the top of the pack here. I'm going to bring it up. You see 9 of Leaf Justin. He's got some damage on the rear end of his car there. Ranger's kind of kicking back a little bit. We have the 42 of Thrills all over Rangers. These guys trying to make some moves on the outside, but I think a lot of these guys are just kind of trying to take it easy. I'm really hoping that the lag holds out for these guys. It can be very terrible here on the server, so we'll see what happens, but fingers crossed for the best. A rival happening for Combat and Kyle here. It's possible. It is possible. Luckily, I don't think that Combat lost the draft. We'll have to take a look, but I do see somebody back there, and that is not a good sight to see. We'll see if we can find him. Oh, that is Combat. He has lost draft. Damage is on, guys. You can see he's got some damage he's going to have to repair. Really unfortunate to see. Tough start for him so far tonight. Let's bring it back up here. Midfield, we're on board with the 47 of Wild Wreckneck. I'm really surprised at how much damage some of these guys have. Very interesting to see. But you see the 11 of Rangers and the 42 of Thrills going to the outside, trying to make something work. Wild Wreckneck taking it so wide, he kind of kisses the wall out there. Not sure if he's gonna, well, he's gonna fall back a little bit from that, but hopefully he doesn't get any damage. We're gonna take it to, looks like 4th place at the moment. That is Skyland. He's in the number 18, a strong season, and I talked about it early on in the broadcast. He just absolutely nailed the race last week. It was very much a fuel race at the end, and he was able to save what he needed to save. Guys, we have 22 to go at the line, so still a lot of racing left. They're still gonna have to make another stop. I think we're gonna have to see some saving going on, or we'll see what these guys do. Let's see if we can find Kyle Fan. You see him on that high side with Thrills. Looks like he's going to be in the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's about 8th place. You got Gary from Canada in that 77. Huge momentum with that draft. Kyle, though, he's going to have to tuck in behind. He's got Rangers directly behind him. Gary going on the high side. Will he have any takers as he's trying to make that high side work? He is going El Solo out there. It's just not a thing that you want to see when you're, if you're Gary right now. Let's see if we can find out who that was. That looked like it was possibly Game Mastermind that was losing the draft here. Yeah, there's definitely Game Mastermind. He's had actually a really good season. He hasn't been able to show for every race for this season, so he kind of fell in points, but he's still in the top 12. I think he's gonna do well if he can catch back up. We're gonna have another pit stop, and we will have some stages, so that will gather these guys back up once again. But hopefully no lag will get these guys. You're gonna see some lag kicks from them. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Do I think that there's going to be an absolutely insane wreck? You know what? It's not a matter of if there's going to be a wreck. It's just a matter of when. I mean, we have Talladega. You're going to see a lot of aggressive driving come out, especially in stage 2 and 3. And the final parts, you know, the end of the stages. So many points up for grabs when you get stage wins. It's really great to have. So you're going to see these guys go 2 and possibly 3 wide for the stage wins. Based on your end, there's no lag except for my phone dying. Oh no. Yeah, there's no lag yet, but usually if it's gonna come out for these guys, it usually comes out in stage 2 and 3. But I've heard that there was some lag in Talladega and Daytona lobbies last night. But let's hope that they got it out of their system for tonight. Single file line for these guys. You see Kyle Fan up there on the high side. He has just been absolutely trying to get something going up there. No takers as of yet. Liebert, he's another one. I want to see him make it into the booth after the race. He's got a ton of speed. He just needs luck on his side. He has been involved in a few incidents through no fault of his own. It's just the way the luck goes sometimes. So we'll see what he can do. Thrills to the outside. We'll see if any takers go out there, but we have 18 to go at the line here. You see 11 has made his way up through traffic a little bit, but man, oh man, that is a long train we're looking at, guys. Yeah, Liber, you know, I like him. He's a rookie out here. He's shown a lot of speed. We just need to get him up there. Need to get him up there. Another one up here that we need to talk about. We've seen him in practice quite a few times. That is Scott Hall for life in that 12 car. So close to making it to playoffs. He just missed it points-wise. So he is out here. He's having fun. He's going for the wins. He's another one that we're going to have to watch out for tonight. Ski is another one. Great driver on super speedways. We have the usual names. And speaking of Ski, let's take a look because I do believe he is leading this. We have J-Mac in second in that 3 car. We have, who else is that? We have the 8 of Tom Flitty in third. These guys are just on a roll right now. Just single file almost all the way through, just taking their time. Guys, I want to hear from you in chat. We have Ski in the lead, J-Mac in second, Tom in third, Sky, who is another great super speedway racer, he's in fourth. Seeing this, do you think that we're going to see a caution before stage N, especially with everyone trying to go for that win? I personally think we're going to see these guys probably go 2 to 3 wide, especially for the finish here. I definitely think once, once pit stops come up, we're going to see a lot of guys separating, and that brings a whole different strategy for these guys. You don't want to go in by yourself. If you do, you're not going to have any help coming out. You need all the drafting help that you can get. If I'm them, I'm going to talk to these guys. Hey, are you going in? What are you taking? Let's do this. Let's get out together. That way we have a better chance to get out front and stay out front. We're on board with J-Mac Attack and that number 3. I'm hearing over the radio that we do have some pit stops getting ready to go. I see Ski making his way below the apron, which means he will be going in. It is so hard when you're out front. I just did a practice with these guys, and when you're out front, you're using more fuel. You're using more fuel than all of the other guys. They're using the draft. They're saving the fuel. You're using much more when you're out front. So you see Ski in that number 96. He is going into pit road. Will he have any takers behind him? You see about 3 to 4 guys going in with him. If they don't get a speeding penalty, they should be able to come out together. SnB at Dega, heck yeah. They may go 2 wide or maybe 3, depending on if the outside or who goes 2 to 3 wide has help. They can take the lead. You know, a lot of these guys are strong. Tom, he knows how to work the outside. He's fantastic at it. So we'll see what they can do, but there is more signals that they are going to go down pit road. We'll see who are the takers on pit road. Racing Fan, True Farmer, what's up, guys? A lot of takers on pit road. The 20 of Kyle Fan just flings it onto pit road. Hopefully that he's not going to find himself a speeding penalty. You follow me on Twitter? Oh, awesome. I will definitely take a look at that. Great racing so far here tonight. They have played it pretty cautiously though. Rangers, we're on board with him, and we have a couple of more drivers going out there saying that they are going to pit the 42 and Ski right in the mix. They came out at an amazing time. They just went right back on track with the guys in the mix, so they will be leading as the rest of the field will be going on to pit stop. You can see Justin, Rangers, a couple other guys, Sky going in, getting super close to that wall. Wow, that was very, very tight. Kyle Fan coming off the pit road. Racing Fan, yeah, we are definitely we're in Xbox. These guys have a lot of fun though. That is for sure. See where Kyle Fan comes out, he has no one around him. Definitely a scary sight to see when that happens. Hopefully he'll have a couple of more guys catch up to him. We're on board with the 42 of Thrills. Looking pretty good. We have the 2 of Super NASCAR Fan. He is going on to pit road. Let's take a look back. He is by himself also. There's one thing you got to do, guys. I've talked about it and I will say it several times tonight. You want to make sure that you go in with other drivers. If you don't have that draft, it is just absolutely going to kill your race. I'm hearing over the radio that the 88 is your current leader, and look at how many guys he's behind. Very interesting to see. So yeah, you can see how pit road and the pit stops play out as far as that goes. Trippy Tricks, what's up? Janny, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. As far as I know, I'm not sure that Dohar has gone in yet. It's possible, but with him being the leader out there, that is telling me he has, yeah, he has not pit. I'm hearing over the radio. All the guys around him, though, they have, most of them, if not all of them. So Dohar's won. I'm telling you, every time there's a fuel race, you need to watch out for him. He can save more fuel than most guys I know. So we'll see when he goes in, but man, that guy is definitely saving the fuel out there. We'll see if he goes in, and there goes Dohar for his pit stop. Looks like he's got a very, very clean entry. We'll see if he can catch up to these guys once again as he makes his way off of pit road. You like NASCAR, Shani? I like NASCAR too. I'm a little sad that I'm not out there racing with them, but man, oh man, it is so fun to watch these guys. You see Wild Wreck Neck, he is out here with the 24 of Combat Beast. Combat, you saw him involved in an earlier incident with Kyle Fan. Luckily, he has found someone to work with, but these guys have a lot of work to do. Quite a big pack right here. What is going on? Super NASCAR Fan gets, I don't know if he got loose or he got clipped, but he made it all the way to the wall. Hopefully he can hang on to that draft. We are under 10 to go with, we have 9 to go. So coming down to the wire here for stage 1. Crack, I usually race with the wheel. Actually, I don't usually, I do race with the wheel. Farmer says he's more of a Formula 1 fan. If you want to watch some racing for that, we do have an SnB F1 series on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It is always a lot of fun to watch. Super NASCAR Fan making some nice moves as he's coming up through the field here after some recovery going on. Let's see if we can make it to the front of the pack here. The J Mac Attack is your current leader. leading this pack around a single file line, but you can see once the pit stops happen, these guys really do get separated. You see a group of 2 behind them, but you know, with this many cars working together, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to catch these guys. You have Tom Flitty in second, Leaf Justin in that 9 car. He's going to be in P3. Rangers, you saw him mid-pack starting earlier on in the shuffle of things. He's currently P4. Shani, tonight there are 16 racers. The season we started off with 28 and it has dwindled down. Once you get into the playoffs, a lot of guys, you know, they feel like they have, you know, there's no reason to race for them, so we do lose a couple of drivers out there. We are missing a couple of drivers that they just can't be there tonight, so next week I'm expecting to have a few more. See Dohar testing the waters on the outside, but so far no takers. One person I'm surprised is not making the outside. I think he's seeing a trend here with everyone single file line. You see Rangers holding back. That guy is trying to get a run. He's testing the waters. Will anyone go? Trying to probably keep some room between these guys in case lag happens, but you know that there's a little bit of separation, trying to test it, but I think we're going to see some moves to go 2 and 3 wide here soon. See Ski in that top 5. He was our leader before pit stalls were happening here. We have the 2 car going on the outside. That is super NASCAR fan. Quite the crowd behind these guys, but this front pack, this is where all the action is right now. You have a total of about 8 drivers up here, 2 drivers in the pack behind, and they are just pushing all that they can. Let's see if we can find out who that is. That is going to be the 20 of Kyle Fan and the 13 of Game Mastermind. They're actually further back. Let's see who is. Yeah, we got Thrills and the 12 of Scott Hall for life. Five to go in this first stage. J-Mac, he's going to have to defend his position. We'll see. I think we're going to see him, you know, put some blocks out there. Oh, we have a guy driving way down low. That is 8 of Tom. I'm not sure if some lag happened, but man, oh man, that really upset the field. And we have Rangers moving into second. We have Dohar into third. Tom falls back to fourth. Justin still trying to find his way back in line after being P3. This is where it's getting interesting, guys. We have Tom Flitty. He's going out there on the high side. Dohar doors him right in the middle. Man, oh man, what is going on? The aggressiveness is really heating up now, guys. We'll have to keep our eye on these guys, but Tom Flitty falling a little back. He's got Super NASCAR Fan behind him, but you need more help than just 2 guys out there. If these guys keep up that racing, you know, the guys behind him, Kyle Fan, they might have a chance to catch back up. Let's go on board with Tom. He finds his way back in line. You see Liebert. He's on the tail end of the first pack here. We'll see if he's gonna make any moves with these guys up front. You know, if that's me, I'm gonna make some moves. If you're on the tail end of that, you have nothing to lose. I mean, sure, something can happen with the wreck, but I'm going with them. I'm taking my chances. 3 to go at the line, and these guys are really starting to test it out. You have Dohar on the outside. You have Rangers on the outside. Look at these guys. Really just filling every space that they can. We're on board the 8 of Tom Flitty. He's trying to test the waters. He's going on the inside. He's trying to stay with Justin. He lets Justin back in, and these guys are back. Single file. True Farmer says, I'm looking at computer parts. I want to upgrade, but I don't want to spend money. I think we all feel that way. I think we all want to upgrade. We just don't want to spend the money. That part of it is no fun. Kyle Fan. Yeah, somebody said that the 47 went on to pit road. Kyle Fan is now officially by himself. Definitely not the sight you want to see. Let's bring it. See if we can find J-Mac attack. Eleven has taken over the lead. Dohar in second. Let's see who we have in third. I do believe that is Ski. Let's see. Yeah, that is gonna be Ski, I think, in third. I can bring it back to him. You have Liebert directly in front of Tom Flitty. This is where things are going to heat up. You see Liebert taking his chances, trying to go out. You see Rangers and Dohar on the outside. These guys are going to try to make it interesting. 96 we have on the inside. Leave Justin directly behind him. These guys too wide. You're going to have a lot of cars on the low side. Man, I thought they were going to get that high side rolling. We have Liebert leading the high side. He is currently sitting about P4 with how these guys are spread out. Dohar trying to push Rangers on that outside. We're going to see if they can make it happen, but man, oh man, we're coming down to the wire here. 3 wide for the lead. You see Rangers, his car is just absolutely demolished right now. Rangers take stage 1, and Dohar going to be P2 for stage 1. Looks like Justin might have taken P3. We'll see what happens there. Great stage 1 for these guys, but man, what a final couple of laps. Absolutely insane. That Walrus, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Brian says it's risk or reward if you try to make a move, because you can easily go from 2nd to 8th or further back. It's so true, but if I'm in the back, if I'm in 8th and I'm the last one in that pack, you absolutely have to go for it. And I feel like Liebert did that. He was in the back of that. And since he made his move, he was able to get a better position for finishing. J-Mac, I'm not sure if you can take a second to talk to us. I know you're getting ready to go to stage 2, but great run so far in stage 1 there.
Yeah, we were fighting the fuel there. Running up in that 2nd place, it was really tough to save the fuel. And then running up, leading most of that, once we got out of there, it was a little tough, but yeah, I just didn't have anything. All those guys leaned back off of me, and I couldn't stop them, and I didn't decide to try, or I decided not to try, so tried to make a move there at the end to make it 3 wide in the middle, and we all kind of came together, and I think I shoved the 96 pretty deep into the wall, so I kind of feel bad about that, but I got a little rear bumper music on my left front. But anyways, here we go. We're going back green again, and we're gonna see what we can do. So what's even the lap count here? So yeah, it's gonna be a little more of the same here. We're gonna be trying to save just a little bit and work it. The thing that's crazy is that the left side tires are wearing a lot more than I figured they would. Like, it's really going to be tough to make a 2-tire stop here, just because the tires are wearing a lot more than I think is ideal. So that's just something to watch for. Maybe with the higher pressures, as we get those up over the course of the race, that'll go away, but not really sure. But,
interesting.
We're just gonna find out here. It's kind of a mystery. But anyways, I'll let you get back to calling the race. So I'm here in 3rd place. We're going through turn 2. We're exiting turn 2, and we're all in a single file line. The 88 goes up high. I might go up here too, just for fun. See what happens.
Multitasker J-Mac, well, good luck to you. I'll let you get back to racing, but Dohar on the outside trying to make his move to 1st, and he takes it.
Oh.
3 wide for 2nd, it looks like. Rangers falling back a little bit, but man, oh man. A really aggressive start to stage 2, and I'm loving it. This is amazing racing going on right here. You have the 3 of J-Mac. We just heard him over the radio. He is on that outside, and he's got some takers out there. Quite a bit of guys helping him on that outside, but Dohar is going to tuck back into the inside. He's got the 12 of Scott Hall for life. He's in 2nd. We have Justin, P3. We have Ski, who you heard kind of got shoved into the wall in the last part of stage 1. He's going to be P4. These guys are starting to get back. A single file line. We got a couple of takers on the outside. That is Rangers in the 11, and he has fallen so hard. You guys see it. I mean, we talked about it. Brian even says it is a risk. Either a risk or reward, and for Rangers there, it did not work out for him going to the high side. He is still falling back as we speak. I don't know what kind of move Dohar was doing, but man, he is going to the high side, and I'm curious, is that going to be to save? We saw him save quite a bit in the last stage, and that would be the way to go if you're trying to save. You do not want to be the lead car while trying to save. You're just going to use way too much fuel compared to everyone else. Let's go on board with him. You see the one car of Liebert doing really well out here. This guy definitely knows the super speedways. We have Ski in second, all over the back end of Justin as they are just using that momentum. High draft is on, guys. So you're going to see a lot of momentum. That high side can be used quite a bit just because of that draft. These guys are not afraid to use that out there. We just got to get the guys to go with them. If you're out there by yourself, you are just going to fall. So there might be a couple of nerves going in with that. You see that high side rolling? We got the 12 of Scott Hall for life. Liebert, he is going to be right behind him trying to push. We have Tom Flitty, who is always a fan of that high side. He was helping them out, but he is quickly falling back, possibly for him to save fuel also. We see Dohar, who was leading, he has fallen back to about 6th place. That is going to allow him to save some fuel. You'll see him off of the back bumper of the car in front of him. Duct Tape, glad to have you. He says, this is getting exciting. Stage 2, we're in the playoffs. Talladega is a track where if something can happen, it more than likely will. We haven't seen the big one yet, but it is possible to happen tonight. We're in the front part of stage 2, 22 to go in stage 2. Still a lot of racing left, guys. The Alabama 250 at Talladega, and these guys are trying to use that outside so far again tonight. Liebert pushing Scott Hall for life with everything that he can, still trying to hold on to that outside. I'm surprised they don't have more takers. If they can get that moving, they will be rewarded. We have Skyline in that 18 trying to see if he's going to take that outside. He decides to tuck back in. Let's talk about Gary from Canada. You know, we talk about him and we feel that, you know, he's really nice. Oh, we have the 96 lagging a little bit. That's going to push Gary from Canada back in that 77. This is where we're going to see some lag, guys. Brian, this is my first time in the booth this week. Every Thursday, you'll see me in the booth for this league. Usually, though, I am out on track. I've been out there every day this week so far. See a lot of movement going on for Gary from Canada. And that 70-70 sitting P3 so far here tonight. A lot of confidence going on for him. This is going to boost him up a little bit, but he's getting a little squirrely in there. It's so tight, you guys. If you have not raced with as many drivers on a super speedway, it can be a little nerve-wracking for these guys. It's very tight. You have some kickback. You have a little bit of lag, and when you get on the back bumper of somebody, it will push you out a little bit, so you have to watch how close you get when you do it. It can be very disastrous.
Oh, easy there.
You see, you hear a little bit from J-Mac. I don't know what's going on for you, J-Mac. Oh, Liebert, and we have 12 of Scott Hall for life going on that outside. You see Skyland making it 3 wide. What is going on here? Look at these guys. 20 of Kyle Fan trying to make his way up through the field. See if he can tuck it back down. It makes contact with Dohar's back bumper a little bit there. He just got shut out. Scott Hall for life, and that 12 is going to let him tuck back in. It's going to bunch these guys up a little bit. Let's take a look behind. You're gonna see these guys leave a little bit of space. Great move to do, especially when something like this happens. You wanna sometimes allow people to get in. If you're feeling especially nice right there, Sky still has not found his way in. Oh! Really just tries to maneuver it down. Almost takes out the front end of Game Mastermind, and that 13 decides to cut back out to the outside. Guys, this is a long field. I want to take a look through the field. Justin is your new leader. Currently, he's P1. We have Ski P2. Looks like, if we can find out who that is. The 77 of Gary from Canada, he is P3. Dohar is going to be P4. We have Kyle Fan, who's made his way up to the front. He's going to be the top 5. A long line out. Like I said earlier, let's see. I want to take a look. You see J-Mac attack in that 3. Deep in the field here. He's going to have to try to take it easy as a lot of movement from these guys. You got to have a lot of patience when you're sitting right here. I was trying to find to see if we have anyone who has lost the draft, but if we have not, you guys know that is miraculous right there. Yeah, I don't see anyone. I think we have everyone in this front pack, and that is pretty amazing. You don't see that a lot, where everyone, nothing has happened, everyone is still hanging on, and that is a long, long train. Cape says, patience. Nobody got time for that. I think Cape, though, once it comes down to the finish of stage 2 and the race, you know, patience is going out the door. It's a playoff race, so they don't want to get too crazy. They don't want to hurt their chances in the playoffs before some of these guys. They can afford to take that chance. We have 16 to go, so we're not yet in the window that they would not have to save fuel, because these guys can get 12 to 13 laps of fuel on a tank. We're down to 16 right now. Cape, I haven't seen Fox. I don't know. I'd love to see him out here. Exter the Olive, what's up? He says, I want to see some wrecks. We had one caution, and it was lap 1 of stage 1. I'm telling you what, it's how this league goes. I've noticed this season. We have a wreck, lap 1, stage 1. It's happened to so many races out here, but after that, it tends to be pretty clean. Go-Kart, what's up? How are you? I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. We have over the radio that the 9 car is pitting. He is your current leader, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can tune in, watch him. I don't know. We have Gary from Canada. He looks like he is going to go in. Kyle Fan tucks right in. Yeah, we're only gonna have 2 takers for pit road. Cape, why couldn't you race anymore? Exter, I want to see the 77 make a move too. If he gets a win, oh my goodness. That guy will be so excited. Can you join next season? We do have tryouts before each season. I would suggest definitely taking advantage of tryouts. See, Kyle Fan P3 at the moment. He's got Dohar in that 88 in front of him, and I do believe that is going to be Ski. You have Ski going in. Look at Kyle Fan just absolutely just send it onto pit road. We'll see if he gets a penalty, but oh my gosh, what a busy pit road. That is absolutely insane with everyone going in right there. Let's go on out. I'm hearing that the 88 car is our current leader. We have the 24 of Combat Beast. We have J-Mac out there, and I do believe J-Mac just made the sign that he is going into pit, but Dohar, once again, one of the last few to go into pit. Pexter, luckily, they're not actually wrecking on pit road. It's just the AI that take over. Combat is going in. Who else do we have going in? The 3 of J-Mac attack. Wow. Okay, so those two should be together coming out. These guys are more than likely just going to take full tires, full fuel. No reason to take any less. See Wild Wreck Neck on the backstretch. We got Kyle Fan joining in, and these guys are pretty well spread out. Let's see if we can find Dohar. I know he was your current leader. The 77 has gone into pit road. See a lot of guys that are out here right now. Dohar, I'm curious if he's going to go in this time around. You're taking no tire? Really? No tires? There goes our leader, Dohar, on to pit road. You see Skibowski out there. He's got Liebert in that one car directly in front of him. The 20 of Kyle Fan. He is in line on the bottom. Let's see if we have any takers behind him. We got Sky passing up Ski on the inside. The 13 of Game Mastermind in line. These guys are really getting super tight right now. The 47 of Wild Wreck Neck loses a little bit of momentum. He's got Kyle Fan directly in front of him. 96 trying to squeeze it in there. He's trying to make that hole bigger than it is. Making a little bit of contact with Liebert. These guys are 3 wide. Wow. So close right now, guys. Yeah, the left side tires are actually wearing down more than these guys are expecting. And with the tire pressure, I guarantee these guys, most of them are putting it up as much as they can. Let's take a look. I'm hearing over the radio that the 2 car is your current leader. Let's see if we can find him out there. That is Super NASCAR Fan. What in the world? He's got a lot of guys catching him. 11 to go, and he has a huge train behind him, and they are all currently passing him up. This is the bad thing of coming out by yourself. I don't know if he decided to take 2 tires, but will he be able to hang with these guys? We're gonna find out. Yeah, absolutely freight train. He went from leader to looks like about 6th to 7th place possibly. Let's go out front. I'm here, and the 20 car is our current leader. Let's see if we can find him. Kyle Fan. This guy has recently switched to a wheel, so he is a newer wheel user, and this is definitely the track that it will pay off for you. He's able to hold that line really well on the bottom. He's got Sky in the 18 directly behind him, helping him out. We have Ski, who has been very close to the front the entire night, if not the leader, so he's very consistent out here. What a long line. I'm actually surprised with how close these guys are staying. We do have 2 packs forming, but I'm not sure that we have anyone that's completely by themselves. We have definitely 2 packs, and hopefully that second pack can catch back up. And then if that happens, we're gonna see a lot of racing. I think 2 and 3 wide once again, as we saw in stage 1. But we still have quite a few laps here to get these guys around. All right, guys. Who do you see winning stage 2 as we have 8 to go in stage 2? Kyle Fan, he is a great defender. If he sees anyone going to the outside, I can guarantee you that he will make a move to make sure that they don't pass him. You see that second pack has caught up, and they are taking that high side and using that momentum. Let's see what they can do out there. We have another taker. TomTom Flitty moves to the outside. Man, oh man, look at this racing. This is what you love for super speedways. We have J-Mac Attack pushing. That's not TomTom. That looks like it is the 2 car, if I'm not mistaken. It's so hard to tell with these guys. Yeah, that is the 2 car Super NASCAR Fan leading that second pack. We have J-Mac directly behind in that 3 on the outside. Kyle Fan trying to make a move to the high side. He was not clear. He's going to go in the sucker hole. Rangers has a contact. I'm not sure who that was, but there is a car into the wall. I'm not sure if that's going to bring out a caution, guys, but Rangers is going to lose a couple of spots like that. Element is not here tonight. From what I'm understanding, he has a broken TV. Caution will be out at the line. These guys are racing 3 wide as they're racing to the start-finish line for caution to come out. Dogman, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I know, that's what I'm saying. Caution is out, and you know, this is one thing. We're seeing these guys really spread out under caution, and it's definitely to help these guys not get any damage. But I'm curious, there might be a little strategy play here. I'm not sure. We had quite a few laps on these tires already for these drivers, so we'll see if some take 2. We heard J-Mac over the radio say that, you know, tire wear is more than that they were expecting. So we'll see what they take going into pit road. J-Mac, I know you're out there. If you can hear me, it's frozen. I'm curious if you're going to take 4 tires or if you got 2 on the mind.
Might be a fuel only opportunity here. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Not sure, but
very interesting. Well, good luck out there. I know we have 5 to go, so it's gonna be pretty tight. We'll see what these guys take. If you see them come out pretty quick, it will be fuel only, so we'll see what happens. It's gonna be anyone for stage 2. Dogman! Whoa! That he comes in here and just blurts that out. Good grief. It gets pretty intense out here. We'll see what they do. Go 4 wide, I swear. We've seen it. I've been in practice with these guys. They have gone 4 wide tonight. They have gone 3 wide. See a lot of guys out here. Some see what happens, but it is going to be a tight race to stage 2 finish. Playoff points are on the line to help you out there with stage points. We'll see what happens. Use the apron. Now you're just getting crazy. Use the apron and you will be disqualified here. No passing underneath the apron. I'm all for 6 wide, but man, if I was on that track, Hamlin did it, so can you. Not legally, at least. Think of the children. See, Super NASCAR Fan will be leading us off. Kyle Fan directly behind him. J-Mac, he's gonna be right behind these guys. You see the outside line with Skyland leading that outside. Ah, man, this is gonna be a crazy, crazy finish. We have 96 of Ski, who, like I said, he has been out front all night long. Just gonna be a very, very tight finish. I'm hearing the 47. He had some engine issues. He is on pit road. He will not be able to finish tonight, and he is one of the playoff drivers. Dogman, now you're just out of control now. You are too much. These guys are getting ready to go back to green once again. Super NASCAR Fan in that 2 car will lead him off. You see Sky in the 18 on the outside. The 20 of Kyle Fan just all over the back bumper of Super NASCAR Fan. They are off to green once again. Not that many laps, just a handful of laps left in this stage, and I will be expecting these guys to try to stay 2 wide for the majority of this finish. It's going to be an interesting one. See, back in the pack here, Game Mastermind in that 13. A lot of action going on, the high side being used. Liber tries to make his way down low. He had Dohar there, not able to do it. 12 of Scott Hall for life. Falling back, we have 3 to go at the line. A Game Mastermind making his way through the field right now, just being extremely patient as he is tucked in behind Rangers in the 11. Let's take a look at the Sky and the 18. He has been stuck on the outside quite a bit tonight, and he is falling back as we speak. TomTom able to tuck it in behind Rangers in the 11. These guys going 3 wide directly in the back. Just nothing to lose back here. They are laying it all out. Yes, 13 is Game Mastermind. Hey, you're cracking me up, I swear. I can't help it. Libert, I don't know what's going on with these two, but they are battling so hard between Libert and Sky that they are risking losing the draft of these guys. Even with high draft on, you really have to watch out. Scott Hall for life on this high side, trying to make it work behind him. We'll see what they can do, but man, oh man, doing exactly what I thought. They are keeping this 2 wide all the way to the finish. See Dohar in that 88, tucked it right behind the 96 of Ski. They have 2 to go, so it is coming down to the wire here. That high side has so much momentum. You gotta love to see it, man. You have the 2 of Super NASCAR fans still leading this out here. That high side, they're really gonna have to stay super tight in that line. Dohar, he decides to take the hole on the inside, and the top side is just gonna fall. Man, tough break for that high side. Ski really trying to make that work. He's got Combat Beast directly behind him, and they are super tight out there. They just don't have the help. White flag is in the air, guys. This is it right here. Let's take a look. We have J-Mac in that 3 car directly behind the 20, who's in 2nd place. We have Super NASCAR fan leading it, but Kyle fan goes to the outside with J-Mac attack. Will they make something happen? Oh my gosh, we have a big one happening right here, guys. Stage 2 finish. No caution will obviously come out. We're just gonna finish it. Super NASCAR fans got the help. Kyle fan's gonna fall back. J-Mac tucks on the inside. Man, will we see Super NASCAR fan take this? Can he hold on to it? Justin on the outside. J-Mac is gonna push Super NASCAR fan. Tries to go on the outside. Super NASCAR fan takes stage 2 win. That was absolutely insanity. I don't think you could get any more action-packed than that right there. J-Mac, how did it feel going out there, coming to the stage 2 finish? A lot of action going on.
Yeah, that got pretty crazy. Kind of had to decide that I held back, and then the 42 held back off of me, and the 20 was holding back. I saw the outside coming, so I just decided to commit to pushing Kyle fan there. And we went to the outside, and the 42 kind of tried to body me out of the way, and that kind of caused a big old wreck. But we survived it and ended up getting 2nd in stage, so that's some points. Didn't really have an option there to push the 2. That was the hand that was dealt to me there. So I did what I could, and see if we can go get a win here.
Good luck to you. Final part of the race here, and we are already off to green once again. Stage 3. This is the final part. We have, let's see how many we have. I think it is 32 laps here for the final part of the stage. 9 car. You see a lot of movement going on already.
That wasn't clear. I wasn't clear there. That was dumb of me. Sorry, inside line.
Let's take a look. We got J-Mac leading this field down below. He's got a couple of guys. We have Super NASCAR fan tucked behind him. Who is that? It looks like Gary from Canada. I'm not sure if that was him in the back, but man, fantastic save on his end. Dohar, it looks like he is falling off the crowd here. Let's see if we can bring him back up. Yeah, he's safe and sound. That is not Gary from Canada back there. Let's see who that is. That is Thrills in the 42. If he can't get the draft here, he is in trouble. We need to get him back up there, and soon. We're on board the 24 of Combat Beast, who's directly behind that 13 of Game. Aw, man, you can just see all the movement. Rangers in the 11 directly in front of him. It takes a lot of concentration for these guys and a steady hand. Even a lot of these guys are on controller. And for those drivers that are, you know how difficult it can be to keep the car steady, especially when the high draft is on, is pushing your car out. You see Game Mastermind gets left to the outside as he gets taken wide with contact with the 11's bumper.
Run. My God.
Here, J-Mac talking about some possible strategy out there. The little tidbits. 47 on pit road.
Oh God. Oh. Oof.
30 laps to go. I'm hearing over the radio to go in stage 3. We're on board with Game Mastermind and that 13. He's off the bumper in front of him a little bit, but with that high draft on, no problem right there. You see him sucking up to the draft already with that 20 of Kyle Fan. Cape, I can't. You're making me so self-cautious about it. A lot of movement going on in the front here. Some guys going out. You see Justin up front. Let's see if we can bring it up here. We're on board with the 18 of Skyland. He's got the 9 car of Justin directly in front of him. On the high side, Liebert. A little bit of lag there. A close call with him and Sky. Not what you want to see if you're directly behind. You can see Gary from Canada and that 77 having a great night of racing so far here tonight. Fingers crossed for him. I do want to see him in the booth along with Liebert. Liebert is currently running 3rd. He's also having a great night tonight, so we'll see what these guys can do and bring it home. I don't know if these guys are seeing the lag, but you see a lot of movement going on. Some jolting going on from a few cars, but we currently have the 8 of Tom Flitty out in 2nd. J-Max still leading this pack. Liebert sitting in 3rd, and oh my goodness, you can just hear the lag. A long, long line here, guys. The train is moving. I'm not sure that we have thrills with this line. I think he is out by himself. Very frustrating night for him. You can see him out here. That is just a lonely sight to see. Not something you want to see if you're thrills at the moment. Hopefully a caution will come out for him that will allow him to catch back up to the rest of the field. But right now, he's just riding solo. Back out in this front pack, you see the 24 of Combat Beast. Currently, I'd say in the top 8. J-Max still leading. These guys haven't switched positions really at all. A lot of movement back and forth. I'm telling you, the draft just moves you so far up and down the track. You really have to have a lot of control over it. You see a lot of guys leaving space in between the cars. You have to do that at this point in the race. There's possibly some lag going on. You're trying to save some fuel. And also, you don't want to make contact with the guy in front of you because it will push you out and it could cause a caution. Cape, you're going to go run some qualifying races. Well, good luck to you out there. We have 26 to go here. This race is just starting to heat up. You see Super NASCAR Fan in that 2 car, hanging back quite a bit. I'm curious if he is out there saving. There's a long line directly in front of him. Where's the 00? Once upon a time, I know that somebody was hoping to run it. Part-time car out there. He is not here tonight, though. Not a lot of two lines going on here. The high side has not been a thing yet. In stage 3, I guarantee it'll happen, but what place is Kyle Fan in? Let's take a look. We'll try to find Kyle Fan out here. You can see him deep in the field. Takes it to the outside. Scott Hall for life in that 12 tucks in directly in front of him. Kyle Fan taking a spot directly in front of the 13 of Game Mastermind. These guys are starting to move up, and what a huge run for Kyle Fan. If he can, he's going to try to tuck back in directly in front of Skibelski. Isn't able to do so as he has no help out there. I do believe I see the one car of Liebert. He was currently sitting third. He is falling back and quickly. I'm really surprised he didn't try to take that spot directly in front of Kyle Fan, but I know the momentum that they had, it really would have clobbered them up together. You're currently on day 4 of beer drinking. I'll let you guess why. Could it have anything to do with Chase winning? Aw, man, I feel for Thrills. I know he wants a caution so bad. We'll try to get him back up there. I know he wants to see a caution. I know these other guys do not. But so far, stage 3, single file. These guys are playing it very cautiously. A couple of guys trying to go out or just getting pushed out of line, and that has caused them to go to the back. One of them being Liebert. We're on board with the 18 of Skyland. He is currently sitting P4. He's got Justin in that 9 car directly in front of him. Sky is just coming off of a fantastic finish at the last race that we did. Definitely a fuel mileage race, and he's played his cards right. I was trying to remember where we were last week. It was at Indianapolis. Definitely a fun race for these guys. A lot of action going on, but some new winners, a lot of different winners here for the season. I think we're on 7 winners in 11 races, 7 or 8. Very close. Yeah, it was definitely Indy. Let's find out where J-Mac is. We gotta take a look at J-Mac. Oh, out, yeah. I mean, this guy is out in the front, led a lot so far here tonight. He's got the 8 car directly behind him of Tom Flitty. He's got the 9 car of Justin in 3rd. Sky in 4th. We have Rangers in 5th. I don't think we're going to see a lot of movement. 20 to go at the line. I'm hearing over the radio. Possibly going to see some pit stops happening soon. Then we're going to see a lot of movement. These guys are going to have to go in together. I've talked about it all night. You need to have a group go in together so that you have that draft. If you can come out and meet the rest of the field, that is great news for them. Unfortunately, Thrills is by himself. Let's go on board with Rangers in the 11. Oh, huge stack up for these guys. Close call for Rangers as he just absolutely just goes into the back end of the 18 of Sky. I don't know if we're seeing some guys make signals that they are going in to pit road. We're going to find out in a second as we come around at turn 4 here. We do have a couple of takers. We have Rangers, Tom, and our leader, J-Mac, on pit road. Scary sight there between J-Mac and Tom Flitty. We have Liebert also going on to pit road, and the 13 of Game Mastermind. We'll see how these guys come out, but we have a new leader, and that's going to be the 9 of Leaf Justin. Justin is leading the group here, and he's got Skyland directly behind him. The 24 of Combat Beast. He's going to be in the top 3 right there. We have Dohar, who we've seen all night. He has absolutely stayed out close to the longest, if not the longest, for the entire race tonight. More takers for pit road. I don't know that I saw anyone go in with him. It's going to be interesting to see where they come out. No P5 for me. I be waiting and wait, no luck. It's out of stock. Oh, PS5. Okay, I gotcha. 17 to go at the line. You see some guys making the signal that they are going on to pit road. I'm hearing the leader over the radio saying that he will be also making a pit stop. Look at these guys coming out directly in front of him. Great pit stop for these guys as they are in front of the field that has yet to pit. A lot of takers going on. Dohar has stayed out. I don't know what happened, if that is what I'm seeing is true, but I saw our leader of Justin just nail the wall and spun out several times. Hopefully that did not happen on his screen. See Skibowski out on pit road. A lot of takers there. You see this front pack leading once again. J-Mac is your current leader. I gotta take that back. Let's see. Oh no, I'm hearing over the radio that the 9 car, he did not make pit road. He is out of fuel. That is going to end his chance right now for a win unless a caution comes out. Really unfortunate to him. Pit road can be it can be not so kind to drivers out here. Brian, I appreciate it, says, since you have done these broadcasts and racing, I've been watching you nonstop. I really appreciate it. Your support is awesome. Hanging out with you in chat, I love it. Jag Nasty says, Talladega is one of the tracks that you have to hook up with someone if you get off the draft, because it's almost impossible to catch back up. You are absolutely correct. We do have high draft here tonight, but even with that, I mean, if you don't have the draft, it's even worse because you have high draft on, so that is just going to help it out. Thrills, you see that is what happened to him. Let's go back to our leader, which is Dohar, who has yet to go in once again. And there he is on pit road as soon as I say that. And an unfortunate sight for Justin as he is trying to crawl back to pit road. He is out of fuel, and that is going to put him at least a lap down. Really unfortunate to see. Back in this front pack, you see the 96 of Ski. He is trying to make that outside work. Tries to tuck back in as he has got no help. He tucks right in behind Rangers in that 11. You see the 3 of J-Mac in the top 5. These guys are on the move, and you can see Dohar coming off a pit road. He's going to have to take below the apron all the way to the backstretch. That is not going to be good news for him as he is by himself. You can see how far spread out these guys are. We have a lot of guys in this front pack. And if we do not have a caution, oh my goodness, look at Justin out there still on the backstretch. Absolutely devastating for him tonight. He was our current leader before that happened. 15 to go, and once we hit 5 to go, there are no more cautions. So, Thrills needs a caution. Justin, he needs a caution. He needs to just get to pit road first. No one is going to be able to pull over for him right now. That would just throw their chances away. We've seen it a couple of times under caution, but not during a race. Let's go to Tom Flitty, who is our current leader in that 8 car. He's got Liebert. For the first time, we've seen him in the top 2 right here. Let's see if we can bring it home, get him in the booth. Gary from Canada. He is in the top 3, and you guys see the 9 Hooters car are absolutely crawling. Still has not made his way to pit road. Cape, I don't know what happened on pit road, but you saw him spin out on stream. He said he missed pit road. Really, really unfortunate. Now the strategy goes to here. Tom Flitty, Liebert, and we have J-Mac in third. What are these guys gonna do? Are they gonna hang out on the inside? Or are they gonna chance it and try to make the high side work? Last 5 laps and it all breaks loose. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen, but you know Tom Flitty, he is not gonna try to make that high side work. Oh my goodness. This sight of Justin, Leaf Justin, that 9 car. I just feel so bad for him. He is still yet to come to pit road as we have 12 to go at the line. Yeah, I think we're gonna see these guys start to make a move in a couple of laps. Very interesting because remember guys, you get 12 to 13 laps on a fuel tank. We just hit 12 to go. These guys have been out a couple of more laps than that. They have to save. We're going to see some guys save, but guys like Tom Flitty, Liebert, J-Mac, who are in the front, is going to be extremely close for them on fuel. Can they do it? Oh my gosh, Justin. We see them passing him up. He is 5 laps down and counting. Very unfortunate. We're gonna see who will be able to save the fuel tonight. Once again, it's gonna come down to fuel. Who's gonna have to go in? We'll see what happens. We've seen Fluffy, who is a part-time driver. We saw him a couple of times lose a race based on running out of fuel in the last lap. It's going to be super tight, especially for Tom Flitty, who is out in the front. Really hard to save those laps of fuel if you're out front. We might see him drop back. I'm not really sure. We'll have to find out what they do. And to go at the line, and you see we're on board with Tom Flitty, and you see the 18 of Skyland. I don't know if this is a strategy play or what, but he's got a train that is quickly approaching him. Mr. Seek, what's up? How are ya? Cape says, I think there will be a caution before 5 to go. Dohar will be the last to pit. Yeah, Tom is definitely going to use the 18 for draft. I don't know if the 18 is going to allow these guys to hold on to the... Oh, well, there goes Sky and that 18 going on to pit road. Man, oh man, some of these guys really staying out. You saw Dohar. He also stayed out, came back on track, completely solo. Now, he will be in a great position if this front pack runs out of fuel. It's going to be close, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. We've had so many races this season where we thought one driver was the winner. They run out of fuel. A couple of more guys run out of fuel, and then somebody else completely takes it over. No movement yet from these guys. Tom Flitty in first. Liebert in second. Rangers in third. Actually, Rangers and J-Mac flipped there. A lot of movement going on. There's a lot of pushing, but man, oh man, you see these guys getting a little squirrely out there. Eight laps to go. You see some lag from Gary from Canada. I don't know if these guys are lagging. Hopefully they are not seeing what I'm seeing. They have been very lucky with the amount of issues they have not seen tonight. So I'm happy to see that for these guys. You want to see a great race. You want to see it go caution free if it can. We've had 1 or 2 cautions so far here tonight. Coming down to the final few laps, it's gonna get crazy, guys. Absolutely, the guys in the draft will be able to save the fuel, but Tom Flitty, I don't know about you guys, but I am worried for them. Who is that out there? I think that was Game Mastermind possibly, and that 13 coming off a pit road. No, he is out there. You see him currently on this pack. Is that Canadian maple internet? Liebert taking his way on the outside, trying to get something going. He was in third. Something happens. He goes down low and makes contact with the car. He's going to get shoved out to the outside. Can he hang on to the draft? You better hope. Tom Flitty goes into pit road. Looks like we have a ton of takers. Oh my gosh, the entire pack just pitted. You guys, this is insane. Question is, will we see Dohar make an appearance? Will we see Skyland make an appearance? Who is this up here? Thrills, here he comes around. We saw him struggle earlier on. I don't know if he's still a lap down. I would assume so. I'm gonna have to get over the radio. Who is our current leader? Tom using the wall to slow down. I don't even think he was using the wall to slow down. I think he got very loose. Yeah, we need to count on who our leader is. This is insane. '88, I'm hearing, is our current leader. You saw him stay out. Will he have enough fuel? You see Justin in front of him, who is several laps down. What is it looking like behind him? Dohar is really going to have to use that draft. You see a couple of guys behind him trying to make a move, trying to get onto his draft. Will he be able to hold everybody off and take yet another win? If that is the case, this will be his 4th win this season. He just won at Indianapolis last week. It's going to be a close one, guys. Five laps to go. This is it. No more caution. I do believe Dohar is still your leader. We have Super NASCAR fan behind him. We have a lot of cars coming up. We're going to find out. 96 of Ski on the inside. The 77 of Gary from Canada on the inside. Radio, if you can help me out, is Dohar still the leader here? '96 is your new leader. Ski, I've talked about him tonight. Look at Gary from Canada at P2. We got Dohar, P3. Those are your top 3 guys. A lot of racing left to be had here. I do believe Justin, he is trying to stay out of the way of getting involved in this race, staying on the outside here. We're gonna see these guys trying to make some moves. Only a couple of laps left. You got a pack behind them. We still have enough laps where these guys could possibly catch the front pack. That will definitely make it interesting as we have 3 to go. Oh my gosh, guys. I don't even know. Every race has had such an intense, crazy finish. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. Anything can happen. This is Dega, guys. Absolutely Dega. You see a lot of guys behind in that second pack. I do believe Rangers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Rangers leading that pack. You have J-Mac directly behind him. 13 of Game Masterminds behind him. Oh, man. Huge pack. You can see the front pack from J-Mac where he's sitting at. This is going to be a close one. I don't know that... 2 to go. It is possible that they are going to catch them, and they are doing it quickly. It is, I think this race is going to come down to a 2 or 3 wide finish. The 96 of Ski passing up the 24 of Combat Beast. And that second pack is catching them, guys. Oh my gosh, I am on the edge of my seat. This is absolutely insane. take a look at from J-Max angle once again. So close, and we're coming up to the final lap. Will they be able to do it? Oh man, I don't even know what to think. 77 is out of fuel. Gary from Canada, out of fuel. Ski, a little bit of spacing between him and the guys behind him. That is gonna leave him to be a sitting duck. He's gonna have to defend it. Can he get a win here tonight? The first of his season. Ski trying to make his way, trying to defend it, and the second pack has caught these guys. What is going to happen? Look at these guys spreading out. Will they have enough to make a move on Ski? The 96 is looking to make his first win for the season. A lot of guys going on the high side. A guy gets dumped on the inside. Wow. Here we go. Ski brings home the win here tonight. Man, absolutely insane. Looks like Rangers might have brought home P2. Combat Beast, I know he was in the mix. So we have the 96, 11 of Rangers, and the 3 of J-Mac Attack, who was our in-race reporter tonight. 96 brings home his first win of the season. That is going to be 8 different winners this season. What a fantastic job to these guys. So sad to see the 77 of Gary run out of fuel. Very unfortunate. I know he had a fantastic car here tonight. Great to see him out front, making his name known, letting everybody know, hey, I'm here. I got this. Unfortunately, just did not have the fuel to bring it home. You predicted 8 winners earlier. That's awesome. That's awesome. What a great job. Ski made it happen, got that win, and we'll bring him in the booth with the top 3 guys. 96 of Ski, 11 of Rangers, who's been strong the entire season. And we'll get the 3 of J-Mac. He's already in here. Ah, Libert, you were doing so good tonight. Man, oh man, I was hoping to get you in here. That slide up the track was it for me. Fun race though. Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun tonight. You gotta love it. I was surprised the 96 was able to hold them off. I mean, that was quite the crowd behind them. Fantastic job to him though. All right, we gotta bring him in here. We'll get Rangers in. I'll unlock the party. I know Rangers sometimes has trouble getting in here, so we'll unlock that for him. Oh, nope, he's here.
Sorry, something, brother.
All right. Oh my gosh, what a crazy race. We have Ski, who brought home his first win of the season, did a fantastic job. Absolutely incredible. Ski, take us through what your strategy was tonight and how you brought home your first win of the season.
I figured there's going to be some fuel savers, so I kind of just sat behind those guys for a while. And then I just waited to the end. The guy, I think it was Dohar, was saving some fuel, and we got too far ahead of him. It didn't pay off for him. And then when I pit that last pit, I just took a splash and left. I think everybody else took 2 tires. I didn't take any. So that was my strategy. That's how I did it.
Wow, great strategy there. Yeah, obviously had a fast car. Was very consistent tonight, staying up in the top 5 for quite a bit of the race. So congratulations to you, first one of the season. It's great to see you out there. I knew that you had a strong car, and we see you always so strong out there in super speedway. So great job to you tonight.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun to watch. You guys had me on the edge of my seat for the final part there. That was nutty. That was really nutty. All right.
Yeah, I had Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
No, go
got
ahead.
to shout out to Gary. He pushed me past Dohar there, and he went as far as he could, and he ended up blowing the tire. So, and then the 24 car put me the rest of the way across the line. So, big shout out to Gary and the 24 car.
Absolutely. So sorry to see Gary miss that. Oh, really unfortunate. We saw a couple of guys, Thrills, Justin, who had a tough race tonight, but Gotta bring it over to second place of Rangers. Once again, a very strong night for you. I know you're not the biggest fan of super speedways, but how did tonight go for you?
It was interesting. There was some fuel saving. Kind of purposely dropped to the back there in the first 2 stages to save enough fuel. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I wouldn't say I'm bad at it. I'm just not a big fan of it. But overall tonight, it was a good night. You know, we got some stage points. Unfortunately, what happened to Justin sucks for him, but you know, it's nice for the points, you know. But other than that, it was a good night. I mean, other than that, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, bringing home P2, so can't complain about that. And great race. Stay consistent, and you got her done. So great job, Rangers.
And I think J-Mac. We were close. He was pushing the hell out of me, and I appreciate him staying with me there. And we had a couple lag spikes. I think we could have not had those. There might have been a chance we could have got them, but it would have been very close.
Definitely. Great job on P2. And for the final thing here, we have J-Mac bringing home a podium finish with P3. J-Mac was our in-race reporter. We saw you have a little bit crazy race tonight, led a lot of laps, so take us through how your race went.
Yeah, it started about as poorly as possible. As you know, I hooked up the shifter Monday and had one night with it, and I kind of forgot that I was using it, and I was doing some pre-race maintenance there, officiating and talking, and just trying to talk to you, trying to talk to Rock, and some other stuff, and just completely had a brain fart that I needed to use the little stick on my right instead of the paddles, and so that was really stupid and caused a yellow right there at the start, and then that created a more plausible fuel save. I mean, apparently how that last stage went, it's still already going to be a fuel save stage, but you know, we made some good moves to get up front, and yeah, like you said, we led a lot of laps today. We were up front. A little bit of connection stuff going on. The 88 was surging, or not the 88, the 8 was surging a little bit when I was around him, and when he pushed me for a long time, and I know I mule kicked him a couple of times, and saw some other guys. So it's just tough at these places because it's so dependent on working with people and pushing them. But a mistake-free race. You know, we put ourselves in a hole by pretty much just completely botching it last week at Indy. So to get some stage points, I think 5th at the first stage, and then we got a 2nd in the 2nd stage there, and then you know, we were pushing the heck out of the 11. We took 2 tires there, and I think that was the right call. I think one less lag surge might have been able to push the 11 to the win, and I think maybe 2 less lag surges I could have pushed him by and then betrayed him and won it myself. So I don't know, it just darn. And all in all, it was pretty fun. It was, you know, it was stressful trying to work the strategy. Was practicing, got a lot of practice in on getting into neutral there in the pack, and that was I was bad at it the first stage. The second stage, I got pretty comfortable with it and got pretty good with the timing and without killing the people around me. So it was, I had fun tonight. This was a good fun night. I got a good finish out of it. Some stressful strategy racing. Got to see very few cars out my windshield for a lot of the night. It was a fun night. It was a good night. This was a good race. Happy with this one. I'm still pretty much out of the championship hunt, but this was a good bounce back. It's a good feeling to be up here, and yeah, this was fun.
Great solid race for J-Mac again tonight. So it's definitely going to help these guys in the points, especially with the stage points that are added for them. Great to see it out there, but that is it for us tonight. I appreciate you guys all coming out. Quite a lot of people showed up tonight. I know these guys appreciate it, and they love the support that they get. Combat says, Ski, you owe me. Yeah, he did thank you earlier. Rock, thank you so much for everything tonight. Mr. Seek, thank you so much. Gary, I know, you blew a tire. But yeah, next week, we will be back, same time, same day. Except this time, we're headed to a short track. It's gonna be Richmond, and it's gonna be a crazy race. We go from here to Richmond, so I can't wait. Hope you guys can tune in next week. Until then, you guys take it easy.
Elemental bomb.
Thanks, Roland. You guys have a good night.
Great job, Ski.
Yeah.
Here you go. Oh my gosh.